Welcome back to TV Toastmasters. I'm Erik Bergman, your host for this segment, and today we're going to go into the wonderful world of professional golf. We have a local Toastmaster, Andrew Lano II, who's built a career as a professional caddy on the PGA Tour, and now he's gone beyond that by taking his golf knowledge and his contacts and using that to raise money for some really good causes in the community. So please welcome Andrew Lano II.
Hey Erik, it's great to be here. Great that Toastmasters is having me as a guest, and I'm excited to tell my story.
It's so cool to have somebody who's been on the field with the golf pros, everybody from Lee Trevino to Tiger Woods, you've been on the course with, played with them or caddied with them. And tell us, how did you get into golf? And then how did you become a professional caddy?
My dad started me at 3 years old with plastic clubs. and then that turned to, Dad, I want to go the course with you. So of course he took me there. And then that turned to caddying for Dad. And then junior golf, up to high school golf, into college golf, and then pro tour caddying on the PGA Tour. So it's been quite a journey for a guy that's just from Portland, Maine, and never would have dreamed it would have taken the road that it did.
Well, yeah, so you've come from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon to be with us for this one. Starting at age 3, that's getting them young. That's like when Canadians start skating for ice hockey. So it's in your family that your father gave you that love of golf and then nurtured it. How did you come to be a caddy? How did it work out for you that this could be a career?
Well, I was a 3-sport athlete. I played all the sports like football, basketball, and baseball, and then golf was like a summertime thing, and I started to get good at it. And then all of a sudden I realized from watching golf with my dad that these guys play for money. So I started thinking to myself, I'm probably not going to ever be a pro in any of the other sports. So I thought an individual sport like golf, which has no limits, I thought maybe that might be a road that I could take. So I went first and I tried to be a player. I actually tried to be a pro, but I always promised myself if I couldn't get to a +3, that I wouldn't do it. And I got as low as a 2 handicap in golf. And then the next alternative thing was, I can't be a pro on the tour. Let's go out and watch them and see what it's really like. And that's basically how it all started.
When you hang out with the good players, you learn a lot yourself. And so tell me what it's like to be a caddy. You're out there in support of the superstar or the rising star of golf. What is your role in terms of helping them gain a psychological advantage or a strategic advantage when you're out on the course?
Well, it's different with all golfers. All golfers kind of let you know what they're looking for. I worked for several of them in my time, but basically you're going to be in charge of yardage. So, for me, getting there earlier in the week and charting the course and knowing everywhere, all the sprinklers, and just knowing the greens and knowing what our strategy may or may not be depending on the conditions. So there's yardage, there's strategy, there's psychology. Your pro is out there by himself and you're the only one he has out there. So you've got to be in his corner and encouraging him and keeping a level emotion while you're out there. That's what I found worked the best. Not too high on the birdies, not too low on anything else. So with that, there's strategy, there's reading putts, and there's club selection, where's the wind. You'd be surprised what you get asked, but all the pros were different.
How is it? Do you offer your opinion or do you wait for someone to ask?
Well, the general caddy rule is not to speak unless spoken to, and that's a pretty safe one, honestly, yeah. But I will say that a few times I couldn't wait for that rule, knowing what was on the line, and my pros appreciated that, and you build a trust with them, and they really respect what you may have to say in a critical time, because it's so hard out there to get to these points in tournaments where you can either win a tournament or get a top 10, or you're trying to provide for a family, and there's a lot going on out there. So it's very interesting, and you never know each day what you're going to take on.
in today's golf, what is a winning putt worth? What's the difference between first place and second place, or second and third? What's at stake for that golfer just financially?
So the PGA Tour, generally they pay off 18% goes to the winner of any purse you see. So you've been noticing here that the purses have climbed. Thank you, Mr. Tiger Woods. He really elevated the purses and the golf to where it is today. And of course, you got to give credit to Nicklaus and Palmer and Lee Trevino and all those before them that helped build it to there. But anyway, it's 18% for first, then it drops down to 10.8 for second, 7% for third. So if you look at the breakdown of the cash right now, the winning pro is getting like $2 million a week.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden that drops down to, 100, it drops down to 1 million. So now you're looking at putts for a lot of money at the end.
Yeah.
I read several of them. I got quite a few of them right. I missed a few, but you know what? That's what it's all about, really, for your guy. When your guy asks you, you got to be there.
Now, you took your love of golf and got yourself a career and did well by being consistent, by being there, by putting in the time and knowing the game and the personalities and all the courses. And then later, around about 2012, I think it was, you decided to go in a new direction and do some charitable work, and you started a family foundation. Tell us what you did to start that Lano Family Foundation, and what was the motivation?
Well, my dad passed away in 2011, and he was a iconic guy in the Portland area, Portland, Maine, where I grew up. He was a three-sport ace himself, and he did the same up at Bowdoin College, which wasn't far away, and he got drafted by the Cleveland Indians. So he was a noted sports enthusiast, and he took up golf actually late in life. So when he passed away, a lot of his friends said, hey, we want to keep your dad's memory alive. We think, we want to have a golf tournament. Your dad loved golf. And he did. He loved the camaraderie, and he loved to compete. And that's where he continued his competition once the other sports were done. And I've been able to do the same thing. So with that, we decided to put a stake in the ground. We established the Lano Family Foundation, and we created a scholarship at his high school for a high school senior that emulates the criteria we've created for the Lano Family Foundation, and we give a $10,000 scholarship away annually, now going into our 8th year.
That's great. $10,000 toward college, that can help a long way as tuition keeps rising.
Yes, my dad, he was lucky that he got scholarship to go to college, but as you know, the way college is today, these kids need help. And we want to give back, and ours is an athletic scholarship, but ironically, all of our recipients so far have had 90 to 90 plus averages. So it's been great. There's a lot of academic scholarships, but we wanted ours to be specifically for athletics in the honor and memory of our dad. Right, following that tradition. Now, the foundation also gives to medical research and supports boys and girls clubs too. Why are those such important causes for your foundation to support? Well, as for the medical glaucoma research, we donate to that and give to that every year. That runs in our family. So that's a genetic thing that I still get tested for annually. It took away one of my dad's eyes, and it took away his brother and some of his siblings' vision too. So we give to the laboratory up in Bar Harbor, Maine, Simon John, one of the best research people in the world for this. So we make a contribution to them, hoping that he is going to find the cure for glaucoma. And then the boys club, my dad was in that same boys club 75 years ago, and his pictures are still on the wall there. So there's great history there. So we help out the youth basketball, helping out 85 kids that can't afford their shirts and registration.
Wow, I love it that you're Andrew Lano II, and you're carrying on so many of the traditions and the loves of things that your father had. It's got to feel good.
Yeah, I mean, our family, my brother John and my sister Melody and Maureen, there's 4 of us, and we all loved sports growing up. It was in our house, and we just became part of us, but then we were all very good at it too. So it's been great for us to be able to, take that experiences, and we believe that sports is really intricate part of people's lives today, and we all love golf too. So having a golf tournament and putting that on, that all kind of just goes right along with it.
Great. Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the hows and whys of running a golf tournament as a charity benefit, and also we'll talk about Andrew's new project, golfmastery.net. So stick with us. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Welcome to an opportunity to take the next step of your professional speaking journey. I want you to be honest with yourself. Have you ever wished you were a star in a television show? Or at an event where the media is interviewing bystanders and you are wanting to be picked to give your opinion of the event? Or even in the smallest sense, you're at a sports game and secretly hope that your smiling face would appear on that big jumbo screen TV? But the jumbo screen always finds the fans with the painted faces. And you think to yourself, maybe next time. Well, what if I can offer you a chance to be on TV? Would you take it? That is what I want to offer you now. I'm Dottie Love, Associate TV Producer and Director. Toastmasters International is one of the largest organizations whose mission is to help improve your speaking skills. And District 7 is expanding your opportunities to do speaking via television. We have 4 fully equipped television studios and TV Toastmaster broadcasts to over 500,000 homes, plus a YouTube channel. Who knew? We want to invite you to take advantage of using media and television, either in front or behind the scenes. Let me share a few options that you have. First, you can be a guest on a show. Highlight your business or hobby or your community interest. Anything you're passionate about. Be a featured guest. Secondly, you can train to be a host on an ongoing TV segment. We will train you for that. Third, what about creating your own talk show? We will train you for that as well and give you access to a community media studio to do just that. Or lastly, be behind the scenes, either running a camera or editing shows. You decide which avenue is best for you, and our TV Toastmasters team will help you to navigate to get the most out of your media experience. Personally, I've done them all. I started as a guest, went to hosting, up to directing my own TV show. I don't tell you this to impress you. I tell you this to impress upon you that your personal growth with Toastmasters is directly related to what you take advantage of. And I encourage you to be bold in looking for opportunities to stretch and grow. If this intrigues you, or if you have club members who you think that might be interested in this, please contact us here at TV Toastmasters. I'm Dottie Love, and you can reach me or any of us in the TV Toastmasters family at the contact information at the bottom of the screen. You can also find us on the web. Our website is 7512.toastmastersclub.org.
Welcome back. I'm Erik Bergman, host of TV Toastmasters today, and with me I have a fellow member of We Toasted Toastmasters in Lake Oswego. His name is Andrew Lano II. He's a professional golf caddy, and he's here to talk about golf and how he runs a charity golf tournament to raise money for athletic scholarships, glaucoma research, and other good causes through his family's foundation. Andrew, welcome back.
Great to be back.
And it's time to talk about what goes into putting on a charity golf tournament? You have the Action Andy Memorial Classic, named in honor of your father and his nickname Action Andy. What do you do to get the players together, to raise the money, to set up for an event that raises this year over $20K in scholarship money?
Yes, there's a lot of work, obviously, that goes, with it from the 8 months worth of work, actually. And we have a great board of directors. We have like I said, my sister Melody, my sister Maureen, my brother John, and a great board of directors. And then we have tremendous volunteers, obviously. And then we have a great support from the community of Portland, Maine. We couldn't do it without them. We're very fortunate for that. But getting back to what you asked, the first thing we did was we had to make application for being with the IRS. We had to fill out a 40-page application so that we could file to be a 501c3 public charity, and that's really important. So that's step one for anyone. Two is then we go out and my sister Melody had experience in organizing tournaments for booster clubs in high school for her kids to raise money for the booster clubs. And then I had my vision of being able to see what the PGA Tour people do on Wednesdays out there for the Pro-Ams. So we take that and we get together and we get hole sponsors. So we get 18 hole sponsors, and we have $250 for the hole sponsors, and we have 18 hole sponsors in our pocket before we ever hit a ball, so there's $4,500. But anyway, so we have that, we organize the event, we have a format for the event, and we have all the information up 4 to 5 months before the event on our website, LanoFamilyFoundation.org. You go there, you sign up your team, or you can sign up a whole sponsor, etc., and you get the ball rolling. So to get that footprint in place, that was what it was all about. Then once we get to the event, we have a fantastic silent auction where I'm fortunate enough to have things signed by Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, Gary Woodland, Rory McIlroy, who just won yesterday. Very fortunate to have those connections on the tour, and we have the Red Sox send us stuff. We have the Patriots send us stuff. There's all kinds of people that love to help, 501c3s raise funds for our cause. So that's just kind of, we have games on the course. We have a buy-up hole where you can get closer so you can lower your score. Yeah. We have a card game. You get 5 cards, you play 5-card stud, and if your foursome can hit the green, then you get, best hand wins. Yeah. So again, it's the Action Andy. My dad loved action, and so we have lots of fun games, and then we even have his putter that you can use on the 18th hole, and if you use that, you get a deducted shot. So we turn it into a real fun event. We had 30 teams this year, which is the first time ever for us, and we were just thrilled that we have the support of the community because we couldn't do it without them.
And how much money have you raised since your foundation went into being?
Well, after this year, it's going to put us right a little bit under $100,000. So again, we do 2 events a year. We have this event, and then I do a private caddy day where all my caddy friends come and play for some affluent people, and they enjoy playing golf with them, and then they make a donation, to our foundation after that day. So that's a 1-day deal. So really, for 2 events, we've done amazingly well, and like I said, in our 7th year, this is 7th year of giving $10,000 to someone to our recipients for secondary education costs.
That's so great. I love hearing about your stories of golf and how being a caddy has now put you at the top of the leaderboard in terms of raising money in your local community. Let's switch gears a little bit. You're a relatively new member of Toastmasters. You joined the same club that I'm in. We toasted in Lake Oswego. You've also got a new business that you're developing called golfmastery.net. What was it that led you to joining Toastmasters? Did you look at that as a way to help yourself as you're going into a different line of business?
Well, my new business actually made me look at some things that I really haven't had to look at being a caddy and being on the road. I mean, we're a private business, we're a private business entity on our own, so we control everything. We're our own, travel agent. We're everything. We do everything until we get to the course, and then the pro's our boss. So I was looking for ways to improve my speaking and to get in front of folks and find out how can I be better, because Golf Mastery is going to promote me in the 25 years that I spent walking and witnessing everything that I have.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to be speaking to large groups, and I want to be good at it. I don't want to be average, and I want to leave a lasting impression. So with that, I'm excited and really enjoying the We Toasted group, and that just happened, and that happened to randomly happen, really, meeting one of your members at another event, and was invited and came and been coming ever since.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I sure hope that the skills you learn in Toastmasters are going to help you, when you're on camera or when you're in business meetings.
It has so far. I'm working on things. It's great, to get the criticism and to find the weaknesses that you have. I mean, everyone's got positives and negatives, but it's very light, it's fun, and I really, get up, and it's an hour. It's 1 hour of the week. And I travel a little further than everyone else, but, I try to, that doesn't matter to me. It's a great group, and I know the valuable wisdom and knowledge that's in the room, and I'm always looking to learn every week.
That's great, and we encourage you. Yeah, keep on coming. We're enjoying you too. It's wonderful, the range of professions that people come from, in hopes of really increasing confidence, building speaking skills, and leadership too. All of which are great for business and in your personal life. Golf Mastery. Tell us about your newest venture. What is it, and where do we find out more about it?
So you can go to golfmastery.net, and I spent a lot of time with the content. I'm a real saver, so to speak, so I've got lots of pictures of places that I've been, etc., and it's vetted pretty well. Had a great lady that helped me with the site. But it's about taking my 25 years of being on the PGA Tour and walking next to these greats and watching how they practice and watching what they do when they face adversity, and trying to share that and help grow the game of golf. Help grow the game of golf and try to get people to invest in the game of golf as a lifetime sport, because there's no limits in golf. You can play it for as long as you can walk, or even if you want to ride in a cart, that's fine too. It's great, it's outside, it's exercise, brings together races, ages, sexes. I mean, there's just no limits with golf. So with that, I'm, trying to, get people fired up and inspire them to say, you know what, I'm going to go try golf. It's a hard sport, I'm not going to deny that, but it's worth giving it a whirl, because you know what, it can really help you. Maybe not even in competition, but you may be doing a business deal in 4 or 5 years, and your client wants to say, hey, let's go play golf and talk about it. And if you've got the basic fundamentals, that might close a deal for you that day. So there's lots of ways that golf can benefit anyone that takes it on.
What type of content are you putting on your site, and who's the type of person who might benefit from looking at what you're offering there?
Well, there's really no limit, but what I'm doing is I'm basically taking my craft of caddying, so reading greens, taking apart a golf course, how, strategy, like where do I want to play, how do I want to play this course, and what's going to be best for me to shoot the lowest scores. So there's that, and then there's the history of the game. It's overlooked a lot today. The game was started by a lot of folks that got us to this point, and they need to be recognized too.
Yeah.
There's rules and regulations. There's protecting the field. There's etiquette, and golf is a gentleman's game. So I mean, with that, in the end, you're trying to beat that other guy, but when you're done, shake hands, just like you do at Toastmasters when you trade, your moments that you give there, because it's just like that.
We have about 2 minutes left. Can you remind us of the websites where people can find out more information, first of all, about your Lano Family Foundation?
Yeah, so the Lano Family Foundation, that's www.thelanofamilyfoundation.org, and our website is updated, and it has basically all our information. It has all our recipients. It has our whole story on there, pictures of my dad through his years in his athletic, endeavors, and it's pretty much what I call our calling card, and that's we really work on trying to keep that up to date, and it has pictures of our events, what we're doing, etc. Golf Mastery the same way, so it's www.golfmastery.net, and again, lots of stuff on there. So for all those folks out there with their kids, they're taking on events, AGGA, they're trying to coach them into these tournaments. I mean, I could be their bat phone if they want. So there's lots of stuff and other options on there, but I'm looking forward to really taking that to the next level and being, taking a little bit different lane and trying to share and pay forward what I've learned in golf.
Andrew, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We're at the end of our time, but it's been great to hear your stories from the golf course and the stories of your venture into charitable fundraising through golf.
Thank you, Erik.
I hope you join us again for another episode of TV Toastmasters. I'm Erik Bergman. So long until next time.
Hi, I'm Phyllis Harmon. I'm a member of TV Toastmasters. In this club, we have an opportunity to practice speaking before the camera as well as running the equipment room. If you're interested in being interviewed on TV Toastmasters or becoming a member, please go to toastmasters.org and look for us, or simply search for TV Toastmasters on the web.